Detaching from an ex is arguably one of the hardest things to do after a breakup, especially for an anxious attacher.
Those of us with this attachment style know that you cannot just not think about it. Okay, we ruminate, obsessively think. It is a roller coaster of emotion. So how can we start breaking this pattern and detach from someone in a healthy way? Number one, you need to let go of the fantasy and get really honest with yourself about this relationship and the level of satisfaction that you got from it. I want you to make a list of all the things that you loved about them, or all the things you believed you loved about them, and give 5 specific examples of when they were being that. For instance, if you believe that your ex was super supportive of you and your emotional needs, give 5 examples of when they were. And if you can't think of 5, maybe they weren't that supportive. Then make a list of the things that didn't work, of how your needs were not met in that relationship. Start painting a reality of what that relationship was actually like. Number 2, go no contact. Say this because as an anxiously attached person, I can tell you that we get breadcrumbed very easily. So if you're still in contact with your ex, especially if you just broke up, you start perceiving those smiling emojis as flirting, any single piece of evidence that would suggest that you two are getting back together, you are allowing their behavior to dictate your emotional and mental state. You may rely on them for emotional regulation during this very painful, overwhelming time. They were your safe space. They were the ones that helped you feel secure. So when they text, you feel calm and secure. When they leave you unread or respond 3 hours later, you feel so anxious until they do respond. This is not helpful for you in any way and will only keep you severely attached to this person. Number 3, start regulating your nervous system and emotions. The ability to self-soothe is crucial, especially as an anxious attacher. Typically, we rely on others for that regulation and to feel secure. So being able to find that safety within yourself, whether it's through breath work, movement, self-hugging, talking yourself through your emotions, crying, ice baths, whatever it is, you need to move through it, not avoid it. I cannot emphasize this enough because I really struggled to regulate myself. And so when my ex and I broke up, I was going through such an intense dysregulation. Now I have the tools to be able to get me through times when I'm overwhelmed. Now I'm able to calm myself down almost immediately. And things that used to trigger me heavily barely even bother me anymore. Please remember that this takes time and consistency. Your body and your brain are relearning a belief system that has been embedded in you since childhood. Now it just takes different forms in your adult relationships. So please be kind to yourself. This isn't easy, but just know that your attachment style is actually your superpower because it pushes you to evolve and move towards healthier relationships.
Hi there, Detach here, your favorite psychness practitioner. We're on this street. I make it easier for you to get out. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? And get over a breakup, divorce, separation. Easier, level up, and continue to level up and live a most amazing version of your life. How do you get over a breakup? You might ask. Do it afraid. Being afraid, freaking doing it anyway. The title of my book, check it out. It's on Audible, it's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books can be found. Okay, you'll get the blueprint. But how do you get over? It's a lot of times we women put men on such pedestal as if they're not like we with blood running through it because we value the title, the marriage, the ring, and all that. And we don't think about the labor that a lot of men leave us with. Not just the labor of doing the home, but the labor also of taking care of the children if you're children with men like that. Okay, so when you get sick and tired and long enough and you cut out, should I stay, should I go? Oh my God, it's like, whoa. It's like, it gives you crumbs a little bit. You're codependent, you're trauma bonded. If they're not okay, you are not okay. You're finding all types of way for them to be your external validation. You have to learn to validate yourself first. Validate yourself. Learn to validate yourself. Pour into yourself. Decenter man doesn't mean you're hating men, but you're putting yourself first. Don't neglect your girlfriend outings for a man. Don't neglect your future, your money making, your career for a man, because now you're having a mental breakdown. You can't even function. It's constant drama. He's having excuses. He'll do a little bit, but you find yourself having to do the heavy labor all the time. If you don't pull, nothing get done. If you don't pull, nothing get done. You know, you've inherited a man child. And this is not all men, but this is what's common out there. A lot of men do this. Get him off, take him off the pedestal. Put you at the center of the beat. Because sometimes we make the man, the moon, the star, everything, the universe that we live in. What is your drive? What is your purpose? What is your routine? What is your pattern? What's your bandwidth? What is anxiety like? Are you okay emotionally, communication wise? Are your hormones okay? Did you make that dentist appointment? Did you check your OBGYN to make sure everything is good down there? All this, if your mammograms, colonoscopies, physical blood work, your thyroid level, vitamin D level, get busy with that. Travel, do all the stuff. Find a hobby, horseback riding, hiking. Find a group online that you can join. Like I joined this hiking group that I make time to go dancing, go pole dancing for all you want. Get your groove back. And some of this stuff I'm talking about doesn't have to be expensive. Okay, so take him off the pedestal. Don't forget the 3 B's. Your body, so that means drink your water, go to the gym, be mindful of stress and inflammation, know your body. Your business, make that money, go back to school, get that certification, get that skill set. So even if that man switches or leave you, you still have something to fall back on. It's worse for you to be left like that or whatever, and you find yourself homeless too. Your basic needs can't be met with whatever. So your body, your business, which is your money, and your boundaries, set it. Emotional boundary, physical boundary, spiritual boundary, mental boundary, psychological boundary. You gotta set it and keep it set. Take back your energy, because men thrive off your feminine energy, whether positive or negative. They thrive off taking beautiful women and breaking them down, because we navigate a lot by our feelings, our emotions, where men can compartmentalize their feelings, their emotions. They play the game, they manipulate, they learn this from patriarchy, from conditioning, from society, and they roll like that because that's what makes them manly, because they drive and thrive by their egos, by pleasure, by freedom, by and we women are like, we're working, the labor, okay, you see me, I'm doing all that, and our emotion, So cut out, should I go, work on all these things, and you will thrive. That's how you get over a breakup, separation, or divorce. Let me know in the comment section. Give me a like, subscribe, follow me for more. I love you. Bye.
How to get over someone and how to start viewing this breakup as the best thing that could have ever happened to you. And this coming from someone who has had their heart broken multiple times. So I created a foolproof way on how to get through a breakup, how to get over someone, not go back, and come out of it 10 times sexier. First step is accepting that it's done. I know that this is hard and you want to know why this person broke your heart. If there was anything that you could have done differently, you guys wouldn't have ended if you could have done this. Know, my love, that there's nothing that you can do to be enough for a person that you are not meant to be with. And if you could lose them, you are not meant to be with them. And now you're one step closer to the person who you are meant to be with. And I need you to understand and see that. Once you've accepted that, there are going to be a lot of feelings that come with it. And I want you to let yourself feel every single thing as intensely as you possibly can. I used to be like, oh no, I'm not going to be sad because that's going to mean that this person is winning, No, they already lost because they lost you, and you already won because you got away. Allow yourself to be human and feel the normal feelings that come with any type of loss. Cry, scream right now if you can. Sing sad music. When I'm going through a breakup, people be thinking that I'm crazy because I will literally be driving and screaming at the top of my lungs just to let out as much aggression as I can. And then you're gonna journal how you feel. Write down exactly how you feel and just let it all out. Bottling all your emotions up is just gonna prolong the hurt. The third step is, while you're sad and while you're angry, you are going to write out every single bad thing that this person is making you feel. You're gonna write down everything you don't like about them, all the arguments, all the fights, all the times that they made you feel insecure or worthless. And if you can't remember, ask your friends, because I promise you they'll remember. Stop romanticizing it and saying, oh yeah, but I remember when he smiled at me, or I remember when she was touching me. No, don't remember those good moments. Honestly, just leave them in the past. Only write down the moments where he gave you the ick. Write down the moments where you didn't like something that they did. And when you revisit that list and And when you read through that list, you're gonna see that you're worthy of so much more. And that is step 4. Once you felt everything, once you've stopped romanticizing it, you are going to pour all of that love that you were giving to that person into yourself. You can have that much love for the wrong person. Just imagine how much love you're gonna have for the right person and how much love you can have for yourself, okay? All the things that you were doing for that person, start doing it for yourself. You were waking up every single morning and tending to that person, texting that person, asking them how they slept. No, ask yourself how you slept. I don't care. Ask yourself, what can I do for me today? Go into the mirror, start doing mirror work, telling yourself how much you love you. Write down all your goals. You are so much more worthy than they are of that love that you were giving them. That amazing love. You have so much love to give, so give it to yourself. Start leveling up mentally and physically. Start going to the gym. Start doing whatever that you need to do in order to become your best self. That's why you gave yourself that time, because now I don't want you to think about them. There's money to be made. You don't have $100,000 in your bank account. You're over here being sad over a man. Go chase a bag. You have dreams that you want to fulfill, and you lost sight of those when you were in that relationship, so go and chase them. And now this is the step that you don't want to hear, but if you truly want to forget about someone, you have to cut contact with them. And I know that this is hard, but this is truly the key to getting over someone. Don't reach out to them and say, oh yeah, but I just need closure, or oh yeah, I just want to tell them that I'm over them, or don't have them on social media because you want to show them that you're doing better than them, because that is still giving them power over you. You're going to post a picture, and every single time you're going to be looking for their view. No, they don't deserve any space in your mind anymore. Leave it alone. Delete the number, delete the text thread, delete all the pictures. I know sometimes we want to keep the pictures because we want to be like, okay, but I want to have the memories. No, girl, F the memories. Like, who cares? Leave it alone. Cut all contact with this person and just delete any trace of them. If you have something of theirs, depending on how they did you, either burn it or throw it out. Like, it doesn't matter. And the last and final step is just knowing that it gets better. I promise you it gets better. If you have the mindset of, oh no, I'm never gonna move on, I'm just always gonna be in love with this person, and that's how it's gonna be. You have to know and recognize that it hurts right now, but you are not always gonna feel like this. No feeling lasts forever. You are destined for some amazing and great things, and not everybody can come with you where you're going. Sometimes God reveals certain things to us so that we can cut those people off to get to where we need to go. So you're one step closer to your dream life, and you're also one step closer to the person who you're meant to be with. So I know it's hard right now, and I know that it feels like it's the end of the world, but know that this is the start of something so beautiful. Also, don't underestimate how fun it is to be single, especially when you're young and sexy like us. You got this, and I'll see you in 2 months when you're over them, okay? I love you. Bye.
The reason why you're still struggling with a breakup is because you won't actually break up. You're still holding on for dear life, and here are 3 ways that are going to help you emotionally detach from that relationship so that you can heal and move on. Number 1, stop being so available. If that relationship is still lingering on, what you actually should be doing is not answering the calls or the text, but I know y'all not there yet, and I'm gonna meet you where you are. So what we're gonna do is delay the responses. If he calls you, don't answer, wait and call him back. If he texts you, you're not gonna be skedaddling to text him back. You're gonna wait and text him later. This is going to program your body that he is not an urgent, imminent matter in your life any longer. Number 2, stop being so emotionally invested in the breakup. You're still having conversations with him about it. This is why you feel like you're still going through a breakup 6 months, 8 months, 3 years later, because you're still talking about it. Who did what? Who was wrong? Who thought it was? If he's sure on his decision, telling him you need closure, you have nothing else to add to that situation. So stop talking about it and stop reminiscing about the memories, okay? Number 3, close your legs. This is why you're confused, baby. Close your legs. This is why you're still on his Instagram stalking him, trying to see if he's with that girl. Your mind and this cannot compute, okay? They do not work in parallel. Close your legs, and slowly but surely you'll start to move on.
I were to do it all over again, I would do the exact same thing I did last time. Step 1 would be to learn to meet my own emotional needs. That means seek validation internally instead of through them. My experience matters, my emotions matter, my needs matter. You have to learn to give yourself the validation that you're seeking from them. All those times you beg them to see your side, or the time you waste learning how to communicate differently, no more. Do it for yourself. Someone who doesn't have the capacity to hear you won't hear you no matter how you phrase it. Step 2 is to put yourself first. This seriously needs to be your I don't give a fuck era. If what you're offering me is not in my best interest, then I'm not interested. This can be simple, like not loaning your spouse money, or it can be bigger, like choosing not to tolerate disrespect, neglect, avoidance, and ending the relationship. Every single act of self-respect, no matter how small, will build your confidence and your self-worth. The point is you have to stop making excuses for why their behavior is acceptable. You have to start treating yourself as though you're someone worth protecting. Step 3, you grieve. You let yourself grieve the fantasy of who you hoped they would become. You honor the sadness, you honor the anger, you honor the loss. Because even though they didn't change, guess what? You did. And that change deserves to be celebrated. Step 4 is rebuild. So after you learn to meet your own needs and you learn to put yourself first and you grieve the loss, you will be ready to leave. So now you get to rebuild your life around you, your standards, your peace, your vision. You get to create relationships where you're not just seen, you're valued. Because the goal isn't to just leave someone who couldn't meet you. The goal is to become someone who never settles for less again. If you're still stuck in a trauma bond, I have a free webinar that is designed specifically for you. It comes with a 50-page workbook to help you break the cycle. 100% free. The link is in my bio.
Are you still not over your ex? Feeling pissed off and hurt? Don't worry, I got you. Using the law of detachment, I think, is the best way to quickly get over your ex and completely move on. You're going to need visualization and you're going to need to get a little crazy with this one, but it's going to work, trust me. The trauma that all of us feel is because of the past. But I'm here to tell you something crazy. The past does not exist. Okay, you lost me, bro. No, seriously, hear me out here. Time. It's all linear, it's all perspective. All we have is right now. The past doesn't exist. The future isn't here yet. All we have is right now. So what is the past? The past is memories. Where are memories? In your mind. Why do some people go through such traumatizing things and then years and years later, maybe decades later, they forget it happened? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever talked to, a friend, relative, you knew they went through something really traumatic and then you try to ask them about it and they don't remember? That's because the mind blocked it out. It's protecting itself. Here's another example. Sometimes in interrogations with witnesses or even a suspect, the interrogator, the police, whoever it may be, can actually change the person's narrative, the story they're saying. With the right manipulation, they can actually convince people that they are guilty or even change the whole scenario of what happened. Now, how is this possible? This seems freaking crazy. Now your mind makes impressions, it makes memories, it tries to remember all things, but it can, you can play tricks on your own self. So again, what does this all have to do with forgetting about your ex, the law of detachment? With practice and time, you can rewrite the past. You can rewrite your own memories about a situation. If you still don't believe me, look up the Mandela effect. Mandela effect is basically some people believe something was this way and then other people remember it a different way. The whole point is your mind is so individual and it can do anything. It can think anything. You can convince your mind you didn't love your ex. You didn't need your ex. And it was you who dumped them. You who are happy to move on. You can do this.
Hi there, Detach here again, your favorite psych practitioner. So today I'm talking about men who literally will choose to stay with you. They will stay with you even though they like you. And you have to tune in, clock into seeing the pattern, the change, the switch up. Men will be with you for years, sometimes even decades. And in the back of their mind, a lot of men literally will not file for divorce. They might move out or move down to the basement or move to the couch for a different room. But most of the time they don't take the initiative because they don't want to be seen as the bad guy. Yeah. Cheaper to keep her. Cheaper to keep her. Cheaper to keep her. Cheaper to keep her. But you are the one doing all the things, trying to figure him out, what change, trying to do all the things to make him happy. Or if you're not, you're boiling resentment within you because you've seen the change. All the signs point to the fact that he doesn't like you. As a matter of fact, he might literally hate your guts. He doesn't support you, doesn't validate you, doesn't respect you. Very subtle ways. The eye rolling, they're ignoring you, they're not eating at home, hanging out with the boys, done being home. The signs, hiding phone, being away, like just things that you know as a woman intuition, like, these people don't know themselves. How do you expect them to come know you? And I say, oh, this all the time. No, man, but most of the time. And men like that, they will check out. Cheaper to keep her, cheaper to keep her. This is why majority of divorces are filed by women. Because when you get sick and tired enough, that's why a girlfriend will call you and cry and talk about their partner and complain. But when that woman is not ready, when they haven't hit rock bottom yet, they'll go back. Until you're ready to file or to do the thing, you're just gonna keep trying. But when you see the signs, it might be time for you to get out. Or should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? They don't love you. They don't love themselves. They don't love you. They don't love themselves. How do you expect somebody who doesn't know what love means, know themselves enough to know their patterns of even saying, what's my love language? They might know one thing only. Most men have physical touch as their primary love language. That's why they cheat, because they get tired of the woman at home because she's boring all of a sudden. She's the mother of their children, so to speak. They want the shiniest thing. So that's why I always say it's all about sex, it's all about status, it's all about selfishness. Men are selfish, and we have been conditioned to not be self-sacrifice, and do all blah blah blah. So be mindful to know there's such a thing as it's cheaper to keep her. And hone into you, to your joys, your happiness. What makes you joyful? Take care of yourself, your body, your business, your boundaries. The 3 B's. The 3 B's. Okay, love you, bye.
What if I told you that the reason you're stuck on that person is more brain chemistry than feelings, and there is actually a way to get around that? Let's talk about it. I have been doing a lot of research over the last couple years on the chemicals released in our brain when we relate to people, because it controls more than we think it does. And here's what I find interesting, especially for women. When women are in intimate situations, relations, you know what I'm talking about, oxytocin is released in the brain. Oxytocin is what's released also when women are pregnant, because it's a bonding chemical that makes you bond, right? So the idea is like, if you're having someone's baby, you shouldn't run away from them forever. So oxytocin is released for you to bond to that person. But it's so when you're sleeping with people, there is a chemical thing in your brain that's saying, oh my God, I love you, I want to spend more time with you. Unfortunately, that's not released in the same quantities in men, and it doesn't do the same thing. What's released in them is dopamine, and dopamine is what happens when you have a really good experience. Similar to what happens when you take drugs. I heard somebody describe this as a woman can sleep with someone and be like, oh my God, I want more of this person because it feels so amazing and I love you. And a man basically thinks, wow, that's like my favorite hamburger. It's so good every time. Right? But that's also how you get stuck after things end, because that person was your source of oxytocin. So now you're oxytocin starved. You feel unloved or unbonded, right? And you feel like you have to run back to that person to get that feeling. Here's what I found out after coming out of a relationship that was 13 years long in which I was engaged. You would think, yes, you do get very stuck. But if you look for sources of oxytocin outside of that person, it helps you move on so much faster. Here's how you get more of that bonding goodness without that person. And I remember at one point my therapist told me, she was like, we have done a lot of work, but your homework now is to go home, because a lot of my family and friends are in Florida. She said, go home and hang out with your family and friends. That is your homework. We've done all the things, and now I want you to go home. Here's why she said that. I needed to rebuild my sources of oxytocin from being one person to all the other people in my life. So I started going to visit Florida like every 2 months. My mom even reached out and she was like, holidays, you have to come home. It's crucial for your healing, because if you are alone, you're going to feel starved for oxytocin and go back to whoever was providing it. If you're here with us, you're going to feel loved, you're going to feel bonded. So that's exactly what I did. Also, things like joining fitness classes or groups, joining a prayer group, joining a women's circle, joining anything in which you can bond with other people and that oxytocin is released, because it's released when you're in relationship with other people, right? It makes it easier to get over the chemical addiction to that one person. when you are able to bond with other people. So hit up your family, hit up your friends more. Go join a fitness class. Go join a class based on interest or activities that you like. Bond with other people so that you can wean yourself off of that one person. And as always, Auntie loves you. Mwah.
What's up, y'all? Come on, cause I'm telling y'all all the tea. I'm giving y'all the codes. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about this. So, law of detachment. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this somewhere before. I'm pretty sure y'all have heard about it. But I'm gonna make it so simple so y'all can understand. People always want to know how to master the law of detachment when you're trying to get over somebody. If you're trying to get over someone, you need to utilize the law of detachment. Let me explain why. The law of detachment is basically about you letting go. A lot of times y'all be crashing out because I don't know how to let shit go. Letting go is never easy, but I'm going to give y'all some steps and break it down so that it could be more easy for y'all. Yeah, see, I got y'all. So, the first thing is acceptance. Oh my God. At this point, I hate that word. Because it really, truly is so hard to accept what you cannot control. That's why I said in my last video, you need to work on mastering controlling your emotions. Everything goes hand in hand. So, the key to acceptance is really accepting the situation for what it is. And with that is accepting how that person is showing up for you. And that is accepting the fact that they're not showing up for the connection. Another part of this that a lot of people don't know. And I'm going to just say this. You cannot be moving out of your pride and your ego for what it is that I'm about to say. For what it is that I'm about to say, your pride and your ego has to go out the window. You have to accept that you're still in love with that person. You have to accept that you still have feelings for that person. The issue is a lot of times y'all be wanting to get over people so fast. This is not a race. Y'all be wanting to match their energy. Oh, they left me. They don't care about me. I want to hurry up and not care about them. But you're not understanding that you're anxious. You're fiending to be over it because you feel like they're over it. And I get it, right? Because sometimes people cut you off, they could cut you off, or just in general be so cold, and it'll make you feel like I don't want to feel what I feel. And then you'll be like kind of in denial about how you feel, or you try to suppress it and push it down. That is not the way. Not only is that not the way, but that's not going to work. So, here's what you do. You sit with yourself, you be like, you know what? I do love this person. I am in love with this person. But they are treating me this way and they are acting this way. So, you know what? I'm going to just give them their space. And that's hard. If you struggle with, like, other different attachment styles, like anxious attachments, it's hard, but I'm telling you, honestly, after a while, somebody doing the same shit to you repeatedly, you get to a point where you're just like, you know what, okay. But let me tell you the power in that, okay. The power in releasing that, yo, no funny shit. Once you start to release something, people feel that energetically. Because when you're with somebody and once you was in a connection with somebody, y'all have some type of energy, some type of soul tie, some type of something, especially if y'all was intimate. So they can feel you pulling on their energy. They can feel when you're thinking about them. They can feel all of those things. They will feel like you want them still. But when you put that energy back and you accept them for what it is, and you let them live their life, even if they're with somebody else, even if, you know, you don't know what's going on, you feel like they talking to you, you feel like they lied to you, whatever it is, if you feel like they lied, if you feel like they cheated, okay, that's okay. Like, it's cool. Like, that's really how y'all gotta play it, because once you shift your focus off of them and you be on some, all right, cool, like, that's what you really want to do, I accept that. Then you start shifting your focus to you and your life, things that you want to do, and you start focusing on the people that actually want to fuck with you, like people that actually want to be in your life, people that actually like are loving on you. You shift your focus to that. One day they might go preying on your page and they're like, like, okay, like, damn, she ain't posting no sad shit. They're gonna be curious and wonder like what you're thinking. Before you was blowing up their phone, before you was too available, and that's why you became, I don't know if undesirable is a word, but you became less attractive and not as desirable. So now you're not piquing their interest. And now they're probably running to other things. So you need to gain that interest back. Not saying that this is the goal here, because who cares? You get what I'm saying? But this shouldn't be solely to get them back, but it does work to have them like, wait, she not texting me? Normally she would blow up my phone. Normally she would harass me. If she not pulling up to my job, she not calling my mom, my cousin, she not calling me private. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Because at the end of the day, I don't chase, I attract. And what belongs to me will simply find me and stay with me forever. At the end of the day, that's how you gotta think. You're wilding, you're bugging as if they're the prize. They are not the prize. The way you feel about them is what makes them look all magical and beautiful. Whole time they probably ugly as hell. Real talk. So you gotta remember who you are, because you lost yourself in this connection. And that's why you need to detach. You need to detach from them. And I'm not gonna lie, if you still with that person, detach while you with them. Detach while y'all still are in contact, because they gonna feel that. They gonna feel that. And you're gonna feel better about yourself, because you're gonna notice that they paying more attention. Like, and if y'all are in no contact, detach. Let them. Keywords, just let them do what they do. Let it flow. Let it happen. Oh, you want to go be with that bitch? Okay. You think that person is better than me? Okay. You think that's your piece? Okay. Like, you let that shit happen, because they always come back, especially when you detach. I'll see y'all in the next video.
How to energetically detach from your ex. First, you need to see where the attachment is located. Close your eyes, say your ex's name 3 times. Locate in your body where you feel the most tightness and tension. Once you've located that area of tension, close your eyes, be as specific as possible, and make this as real for your psyche as possible. Visualize their facial features, their hair, what they might be wearing. Once you see them in front of you, see the cord coming from that area of tension. You can't do this wrong. You can see a beam of light, you can see a rope, a chain, however you want to imagine the connection. You always want to detach from a place of compassion, anger, resentment, sadness, frustration. It only makes the attachment stronger. If you need to think about positive memories, do whatever you need to do to feel a little bit of compassion for yourself and why you have attached to the person or they have attached to you. Both parties are always involved in an energetic attachment. Sometimes both parties don't even realize they're attaching. Once again, to make this very real, reach out with either hand and grab the cord. While your eyes are closed, looking at this person, repeat, "Thank you for our connection. I'm bringing myself back in now and sending you in love and light." And you want to unplug towards yourself, seeing the connection dissolve. However you need to imagine, it's about bringing your energy back in. You can even use your breath, and each inhale is pulling back in the attention, the energy, and the focus that you gave to the other person. It's important to see this person okay and fine without the attachment, and for you to feel okay and fine without the attachment. It's common that after this point, after you've disconnected, that you feel a little emptiness or some loss. Not always. Some people could feel relief. Either way, to help prevent this attachment from reconnecting, at this point, send something to the person. It can be an object, an animal, a color, light. You put a stamp on it of peace, happiness, forgiveness, and send it their way. At this point, if you're feeling you need something to replace it, think about what you want to bring in. More love, more happiness, more peace for yourself. It's possible there's a desire for reattachment. You are more powerful than you know. You can claim, "I'm only going to need to detach once. This attachment doesn't come about again. One and done." You're good to go.